Hey guys, so welcome back to the a Bulls recap video. So basically, I just want to talk about last night's game and how this West Coast trip went for the Bulls. Um, Looking at last night, I really loved how Tony Bradley played. Coming off the Portland game, he wasn't really playing well. In other games, he wasn't really playing well either, just because I feel like he's being a little clumsy. Um, Looking at the game, we played amazing defense. Even though they started off the first and second quarter super hot off the field for Denver. They just couldn't miss a shot. Like and the perimeter defense has been a little lackluster in some cases, but I feel like that will come with time. And another thing I would like to say, yes, I love Levine, I love DeMar, obviously Lonzo. But at times I do feel like Levine does take dumb shots that he shouldn't um, take, and he should pass out sometimes, but they go in. Sometimes they go in, and once they go in, you're like, what the heck, man? How did he make this? But sometimes they won't go in, as we saw in the Portland game. But we come back home to the East Coast, back to the United Center, 3-2 from this West Coast trip that Atlanta actually went 0-5 on, and Atlanta was actually a playoff team last year. And one thing I like to mention is a lot of the media doesn't really give the Bulls attention that it deserves. Um, you go on the media, you see obviously the Nets, the Warriors, even the Lakers still. But through all this whole time, the Bulls have had a tough schedule, even tougher than some of these higher teams, and we're still 11-5. If we look at last night and the games prior to that, Caruso has been amazing, man. Yeah, it doesn't show up on the stats, but if you're playing 34 minutes, 35 minutes a game like Caruso, and you're playing good defense and stealing the ball, sometimes that doesn't show up in the defense, but it impacts the game a lot. Um, for the Portland game, he uh, he almost had a triple double, which to me is insane, just because he wasn't really getting playing time last year on the Lakers, and he improved his game to the point where he's a trustable individual now for the Bulls. And another thing I like to mention is I'm so happy that Billy Donovan has given Derrick Jones Jr. some time, and just he's been amazing. Yeah, people say we should trade for a big man and we should do this, and it would be nice. Maybe package Kobe White and Patrick Williams for Marvin Bagley, or even like another quality center, or we could even sign DeMarcus Cousins. But I feel like what the Bulls are doing with their athletic ability and small ball and the way Billy Donovan has coached them, I feel like those centers wouldn't really work, or even big men, just because if you're looking at this game right now against Denver, we were so shifty and so um, mobile to switch on defenders, which was amazing. Um, I also loved how right after right after the second quarter, Levine took over. Sometimes you don't need the outside scoring to take over. He took off from the paint, from the mid ranges, like pretty much DeMar takes over. Um, and people might hate me when I say this, but honestly, when I mention this, I honestly like Ayo Dosunmu better than Kobe White. Yeah, it's still his third game, going to his fourth now on Sunday for Kobe White. But if we look at his shooting, in his first two games, he didn't make a field goal. Last night, he went 1 for 7 in 11 minutes from the field, which is awful, and 0 for 3 from the field from threes. And yeah, you can blame he's still recovering from surgery, from still needing time to get back to his old self. But honestly, Io is the same player as him. Io Io's been through the tough times in college. He's been a good player in college, averaged almost I think over 20 points. So having him get comfortable is amazing, and he plays good defense. Sometimes Kobe White has been a liability on defense and offense so far. So to see that he is doing a little bit better, I'm glad with that for Io. Um, so yeah, right now, to be honest, I would not do anything differently as far as trading anybody on the roster, but I might honestly sign a big man just to come off the bench, try to learn our team because we do play differently than other teams. Um, but as far as that, and the Bulls are 11-5. We beat some good quality teams on this West Coast trip, and people need to start giving us the respect that we deserve. Um, yeah, it was a tough loss in Portland, but if you think about it, we were up 20, and we would have been 4-1 in this on this trip, and overall 12-4, which would be the top 3 in the league as a record. And I feel like we've had the toughest schedule, and now that Vooch can come back, I feel like we can honestly get back to a powerful team. I feel like honestly, Vooch's absence, yeah, at the beginning was bad, but when you think about it, I think it helped the team a lot. You learned who's trustable to put in instead of Vooch. Like Tony Bradley played really, really good yesterday, and I feel like he's learning who he is. Derrick Jones Jr., I feel like you can trust him more and more. And even Javonte Green off the bench, he gives you that spark plug. And also to mention Ayo Dosunmu, he's been amazing for a rookie. People forget that he's a rookie, and he's been amazing on both ends of the floor. But yeah, man, I'll come back Sunday for another video. But I mean, this is my first video, man. It's exciting. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys Sunday.